So here's the first major story that I got for you, ladies and gentlemen, and unfortunately, it is not positive. But I will say, when I saw this news article, people swear in the chat I was hating, and I was just being realistic. If you are in my stream regularly, you've heard me say over probably the last month or two, fucking 2XKO has came out, and I don't really see anybody talking about it. It's been on PC, and they launched on console free to play with crossplay. And I was like, I don't really see anybody talking about it. I was like, what's the temperature on this game? And a lot of you in the chat swore people was really on this shit. But according to a news story today, Riot Games is laying off 50% of 2XKO's dev team. Yikes. Another day, another wave of gaming layoffs. Today is Riot Games with the announcement that it's cutting jobs on its paired-based gaming fighting game 2XKO. For context, a representative from Riot confirmed to game developer that about 80 people are being cut, or roughly half of 2XKO's global development team. As we expanded from PC to console, we saw consistent trends in how players were engaging with 2XKO. According to the blog post from executive producer Tom Cannon, the game has resonated with a passionate core audience, but overall momentum hasn't reached the level needed to support a team of this size long term. Translation. Let me give it to you guys. Translation. We have a few thousand people playing, but we expected it to be bigger because it's a free-to-play game. And the reality is that not only do we have a lot of people playing, a lot of y'all probably are not buying anything. Most of y'all are not buying anything, and you're also saying,
man, I'm gonna play this off stream, man. We're gonna finish this mission up off stream.
So they mentioned it launched last month on console. Cannon says the company's plans for its 2026 competitive season have not altered with the layoffs. He added that Riot will attempt to place the impacted people in new positions within the company where possible. So I predict this game is going to... I think it's a good game. Let's start off with that because I don't want everybody to feel like I'm hating. I played the beta. I think it's a good game. But when I played the beta, it just didn't resonate with me. I liked it, but I didn't feel that urge to grind it like when Tekken and Street Fighter 6 came out. And I'd imagine there's probably a lot of people that are feeling this way. I think Riot fucked up because they were trying too hard to appeal to the League of Legends fan base. I seen a tweet that said Riot fucked up because they don't realize League of Legends fans are not going to play anything else. People who care about League of Legends, like, oh yeah, people are still playing League of Legends like that. Absolutely. So yeah, I think they were trying to appeal to the wrong demographic. They really should have just doubled down and focused on trying to appeal to the FGC, because that can be hard in itself. That demographic is very nitpicky. They're very particular about what they like and dislike. And I feel like they were just kind of all over the place in terms of who they were trying to appeal. And they ended up appealing to nobody because of that. So I think ultimately that's why this game hasn't caught on. Because I mean, it is a good game and it's free to play. And matter of fact, we talked about it last week on the stream. This game is another example of gaming artistically isn't a great place. The biggest issue with gaming is capitalism and greed, right? But artistically, there's something available for everybody between all the different platforms. It's so good that this is the first generation of video games where I feel like you are seeing games fail because there's too much competition. The market is saturated. So if you don't do something to stand out, especially in this day and age where there's all these live service games where people are addicted to, it's hard to get people off of these games to try your new game. And it happened last week with they announced there will the Outer Worlds 2 sales were not what they wanted to be, and there will be no Outer Worlds 3. Now with this one, they're cutting the dev team in half. They admit it, they do not have a big player base, which free-to-play games live or die off the size of the player base. You need a large player base, because the reality is that maybe 10% of that player base is really buying something regularly. So you want to have a player base of at least like 100,000 every fucking night. So that way, you know, you have like 10,000 customers always ready to spend something. But if you only got, 1,000 people playing, you might only have like 100 customers on the regular. So like these free-to-play games live or die off the player pool, and is not doing what it needs to do. Now, I'm not going to say this game is dead. I will say I think this game is on its deathbed, because that is a lot of people to lay off, but it's not dead. I think this game can make a comeback, to be fair to it, and where it's going to have to make a comeback is what they said in the announcement when they said that they are still going to do tournaments. If you want to get people excited, you're going to have to put some big money up for these tournaments, and you're gonna have to find a way to advertise and showcase your game with the best way at a high level, at the best way possible. That may get casual fans who watch the streams of these tournaments excited about your game, download it and try it. Because I know for me personally, when I watch Evo, especially like the top 8 for Tekken and Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat's dead. This is the point. But for Street Fighter and Tekken, when I watch the top 8, I always feel inspired. Like, yo, let me hop on the game and let me try to get good again. And then I realize I'm not gonna get good, so I turn that shit off. So I think best case scenario, maybe their tournaments can excite people, because right now the general excitement for this game is just not there. But I am rooting for you. I hope you do good. I hope you do good. I can't wait to tell Ethos he was wrong on the podcast this weekend, because if you follow the podcast, Ethos said this game was going to do great because it's free to play and Riot has a hardcore fan base. And I said, nah, I don't think so. They have a hardcore League of Legends fan base, but just because they play League and they're hardcore about that does not mean they're going to come play this shit. And he made the argument that because it's free, that means people are going to... I think between this game and also High Guard, we have more than enough data, and probably some other games, we have more than enough data that suggests just because your game is free is not enough anymore. Maybe back in like 2016, 17, 18, when free-to-play games really started to take off, if your game was free, that might be enough to get people to try. Now, there's more free and paid games than ever. I don't think it's enough. You're gonna have to do something else to get people excited. I thought the free-to-play model was gonna be a struggle for them for the simple fact that fighting games are a hardcore genre in itself, so they're always gonna be niche. And the goal with this game going free to play was they were trying to appeal to everybody. And I think fighting games is that one unique genre where you have to get the actual fighting game community excited. When they get excited, I knew this game had a problem because, like I said, I follow a bunch of FGC people. I never saw this game on my timeline. And I feel like the way you get people excited about fighting games in the long term, is the community has to uplift the game. When I didn't really see anybody posting combo videos, you know what I'm talking about? When Street Fighter and Tekken came out, motherfuckers posting themselves labbing up or some insane combo that they did online. When I wasn't seeing that, because when that stuff goes, you have to understand, when that stuff goes viral, it gets the casual fan base excited. Oh, look what this guy can do. Let me go try that myself. When I didn't see that, I was like, I don't know, man. It's tough to play any games nowadays. Yeah, with the current state of the world. High Guard tried different things, but people didn't want to try it. Well, to be fair, yeah, High Guard did try different things and they didn't want to try it. But High Guard had a very unique situation. These two are both free-to-play games, and they're failing for different reasons. I think High Guard just never got a fair shake. Some people decided they wanted to shit on it. The tweets went viral, and then everybody just started shitting on it without giving it a fair shake. But I need to do some research. So I saw a comment in the TikTok comments of a video. This guy was talking about how he liked High Guard, and he originally was just hating on it because he saw the reviews, but he was glad he downloaded and tried it because he ended up loving the game. And so, in the top comment on that TikTok was, he was like, somebody said, I was the same way, and he's like, it's funny. He's like, I looked into it, and apparently on console it averages 25,000 players. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know where that data's coming from, but if it does, that game will probably be fine in the long run. I don't know. As long as it has like that hardcore fan base. I don't know. Do you think that if Jeff Keighley announced High Guard in the middle instead of the last one, it would have done better? Jeff was part of the problem. But then it's weird in itself too, because like I can't 100% put the blame on Jeff. Yeah, he should have probably shown it in the middle, but I think the real hard conversation that we need to have is about the internet and just the level of vitriol people carry when we're talking about video games. Like, where's this passion about the government violating your rights? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you this angry about a free game? Not even a $70, a free game. You can have constructive criticism, but it's getting a little bit weird that you hate Jeff Keighley so much you ran to a Steam page and dropped 3,000 negative reviews within 10 minutes of the game coming out. It's getting a little weird. I feel like it's almost like the gaming version of the Red Pill community. Just a bunch of grifters fucking niggas ain't mad. Niggas ain't mad enough about the real life shit, but they mad about these fucking video games. I don't get it. like for real in development for mad long to only launch with a few characters. Yeah, to be fair, yeah. I think that's this game's problem too. This game's been in development for like 10 years and it didn't only launch with like 8 characters or some shit like that. Terrible priority. So don't get it twisted. I don't want anybody to feel like I want this game to fail. I'm rooting for this one too. Like I said, I like the game. It just didn't resonate with me like hardcore. I think it can find its audience, but they got to find a way to get the community excited about this shit, bro. You know, it's funny. Cole rapped about this. Motherfuckers gossiping and ain't even getting no bag. Yeah, like the damage Elon did, because Twitter is the fastest way information spreads on the internet nowadays. That and Reddit, I would say. And when he introduced paid tweets, shit just went downhill, bro. Down to the point where like, even when people use screenshots of player counts in a positive manner, I find that shit to be weird too. Like they're posting screenshots of and shout out to Neo 3. I think it cracked like 90,000 players concurrent during the launch week, which is good for like a hardcore RPG, right? Souls-like RPG, right? But then my head also goes to the idea of like, why are people taking screenshots of a single? Granted, it does have co-op, but the co-op is optional. It's primarily a single player game. Why are we taking screenshots of a single player RPG and posting how many people are playing online? That has nothing to do with the quality of the fucking game. That shit is weird to me. What does that contribute to the conversation? Now, if you're talking about multiplayer games, a little bit, you can argue, oh, if the player count's too low, then you might not be able to find a game. I think that's a fair argument. But even still, I don't think people understand how little of a player base is needed to find games. And I'm gonna give you an example. I hate to use it, but somebody I know in real life was being dismissive of Highguard. They were calling it trash because he's like, oh, I read the reviews. Everybody said it's trash. That game is dead. And I'm like, that's very interesting because I'm like, you pride yourself on being somebody who, you know, talks about they have their own opinions, but you just based your opinion off everybody, because he admitted he hadn't played it. You based your opinion off of what everybody else said, which they were mostly bots, versus playing yourself. And I said, on top of that, one of your favorite games is Predecessor. Predecessor, I know for a fact, averages like 1,000 to 2,000 players a night. You love that game. You find games all the fucking time, right? He was like, yeah. I was like, so what are you talking about? The only thing you should be talking about is do you like the game or not? If you played it, you don't like it, that's fine. The only thing you should be talking about are you having fucking fun? And if somewhere along the lines it's too hard to find a game, then you can uninstall that shit because it's free. It's not that big of a fucking deal. But I was like, Predecessor? Like, you know that shit averages 1,000 fucking, like, look. SteamDB Predecessor. Look, you think I'm capping? There's no cap in my fucking rap. In the last 24 hours, it peaked at 1,900. It's averaging 1,800. This game averages 1,000 to 2,000 players a night, but they're still playing the game. They're still finding games. But I was like, you love that game. So you talking about player counts is the reason why you don't want to play a game when Highguard has more players in this game? What the fuck are we talking about, man? These are not real arguments. Need verified and confirmed game hours to be able to review a game. Yeah, they got to find a way to find some type of confirmed shit. You said we played Paragon, nigga, cut it out. I wasn't talking about the quality of the game. I wasn't talking about that. What are you talking? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, you YouTube niggas is not, you are not beating the allegations, man. Oh boy. What are you talking about? Yo, shout out to Rob Base with the sub. Appreciate it. I was talking about this game and how to use it to show how he was being a hypocrite. That's all I was saying. You think people are too afraid of being on the wrong side of gaming opinions? If they are, that's a whole different conversation, because that'd be very disappointing. Like, what do you mean you're afraid to be on the wrong side of a gaming opinion? For the most part, gaming opinions are subjective. Once you hit like a certain threshold, you said, well, time to hop on Twitch, bro. This nigga's embarrassing me, man. Oh shit, some of you niggas is not beating the fucking 6th grade reading levels, man. If you are afraid to be on one side or the other when it comes to gaming, you got a deeper problem, because we're just talking about video games. That's why I said, where's this energy for real life shit, bro? You need to be worried about being on the right side of history. I'm not gonna lie, I'm afraid to drop money on a game that might shut down within a few months. That's fine. That's fine. That's a valid opinion. But just downloading and trying the game like you're afraid to when it's free? Like, I don't know. Yo, shout out to John the Space Cowboy with the sub. Appreciate it. And also keep in mind, when it comes to these free-to-play games, It's always an option not to spend any money. I know for damn sure I don't be spending money like that. Shout out to John the Space Cowboy with the super chat. People love their echo chambers. That is facts. That's fair because look at multiverses. Yeah, that's a fair opinion. Yo, shout out to Cedric with the sub. Appreciate it. LOL, I got YouTube Premium, but I subscribe to you on Twitch because that YouTube chat sucks. So like another reason I knew that 2XKO wasn't doing good is when I saw Ed Boon tweet them. He said, please support and play 2XKO. It's a great game. Ed Boon, I love you, dog. But you need to be worried about Mortal Kombat 1. You're not the guy. Not right now. You're not up right now. You need to be worried about what's going on at Warner Bros. Are you guys selling or not? Like, what's going on with the next Mortal Kombat, Injustice? This is not the cosign. It's not hitting the way you think it's gonna hit these days, man. I was like, oh shit. And to add insult to injury, on the day it was announced that they are laying off half the staff for 2XKO, new info for Marvel Token just magically appeared on Steam. 20 playable characters at launch, 64 player online lobbies, single player episode mode. You'll be able to deep dive on each team to learn about the team dynamics. So if you go check the Steam page, they got a bunch of new info out on the game. I was like, what a coinky dink. What a freaking coinky dink, bro. PC beta win? I don't know. Is this shit crossplay? Do I need to buy this on console? They were waiting for the time to strike. Yo, don't come for Ed Boon. He might be out of a job. I was just saying, it was just a bad time for that type of cosign, bro. 20 isn't a lot for a 4v4. Yeah, pretty much everybody's going to be playing the same characters, it seems like. But kind of goes back to what I was mentioning earlier. Creativity is not the problem when it comes to games. The problem is capitalism. Do you know why this game is launching with 20 characters? Because they want to charge you for 30. They said, wait a minute, why launch with 60 characters when we can just cut like 50 of them and charge you for $10 a pop for each one? That would be so fucking lit, wouldn't it? We'd make so much money. Would studios coordinating and coming out around the same time help or hurt the FGC? Studios coordinating and coming out around the same time? What do you mean? Marvel gave me your tokens for these new characters. Damn, only meant predecessor is a revived game. Comparing that at all is wild. No, it's not wild. No, it's not. Even that point, I don't agree with. That's not wild. The gist of his argument was, I'm not playing a game that has a lower player count. And I said, you play one every night. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it doesn't matter how the game came to be. We were strictly talking about player counts. It's a game. Like, it's a disingenuous argument. If that's your stance, if that's not your stance, then it's different. But that was his stance. They're definitely gonna charge you for Black Panther. Don't say that, bro. If they do that, I ain't buying this shit, bro. Can you even say you own the full game when you have to pay for half the new content? Well, that's usually why when fighting games come out, I enjoy the game for a couple months and then I get off because I ain't buying shit. I'm not buying no characters. I'm not buying no battle passes. I'm good. I pay $70. Y'all got that. Y'all ain't get nothing else from me. It's up to you to decide if you want to spend that money, like if you're really grinding it like that. And if you don't have any plans to go to any type of tournament, I don't see no reason to be buying all this shit. Anyways, more fighting game news. CyberConnect 2, the studio behind Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, and every other anime 3D arena brawler in existence, because they've been making the same game for the last 15 years. CyberConnect 2 will announce a new game project in commemoration of its 30th anniversary on February 16th. I don't know what fucking time that is. Bit of a GST, the company tease. According to the CyberConnect CEO, it will be a completely new game title that serves as a culmination of the technology strength and courage that has cultivated us thus far. Translation, there's a high probability we have another 3D arena brawler on the fucking horizon. I love CyberConnect 2. You do? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, you like what you like, but you anime niggas are a lost cause. Like I said, they're up there with ball and gun gamers to me. I put out a tweet like responding to this, and like I was genuinely shocked. Most of the anime community did not agree with me. I was shocked by this, bruh. Because I was saying there's an 80% chance it's just gonna be another 3D arena fighter clone with Jujutsu Kaisen characters, basically, right? If you go read, it's 151 comments. If you go read these comments, I'd say probably 60 to 70% of them are like, no, you're by yourself. I'm excited. I want another 3D arena fighter. Somebody said, what else the fuck could they make? Like right here. Like, what are you fucking expecting? I said you can make MMOs, turn-based RPGs, hack and slash games, 2D fighters, co-op action, dungeon crawlers. I can go on and on. There's so many different genres in games. There's so many different genres in anime that have not been tapped in and can be much more creative and push the medium forward. Talking about what else and I think the most interesting thing too is somebody left a comment. They posted that One Piece game. Where the fuck is it at? Fuck. Was it? I feel like he was responding to him. Maybe he was responding to this one. Yep, there it is. Then you had this dude say, we had other anime games try, but when was the last time you heard a motherfucker talk about One Piece Odyssey? All right, this is a terrible, disingenuous argument. This is why I said these anime niggas are a lost cause, bro. You guys deserve Sparking Zero 2. You deserve fucking Jump Force 2. It's fucking embarrassing, bro. This is a terrible, disingenuous argument. For every One Piece Odyssey and Dragon Ball Kakarot, there's a million Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3D arena brawlers. A million. We need more Scarlet Nexus games like that are actually creative, bro. But this is a disingenuous argument. So your argument is because one game was bad, we can't try again? By that logic, guys, because, I don't know, Square Enix put out a bad Final Fantasy, they'll never put out another good one. Because Final Fantasy 16 was kind of 50-50 with the audience, they'll never put out another good one. Like, what are we fucking talking about, bro? That's not a genuine argument. We would have never had airplanes. I'm telling you, bro. If it was for a lot of, and this is why gatekeeping is important, because if it's for a lot of people in the way that they think, let's say, man would have never discovered fire. We'd have never discovered the wheel. Man, just give me some more of this shit. We need more. Like I was talking about a fire game because you're like, what the fuck else could you do? It shows you how creatively bankrupt some people are. What else are they supposed to do besides a 3D arena fighter? I said right here, a co-op or an MMO Black Clover game would be fire. If you watch Black Clover, you know what I'm talking about. Especially an MMO where players have to pick what team they join from the Clover Kingdom. Imagine joining the Black Bulls or the Mantises or whatever that elite team was, and you get different perks and abilities and missions and shit like that while you running with your niggas in the clan. That shit would be fucking fire. Yeah, the Golden Dawn. You don't think that's possible? It's because y'all don't ask for better, bruh. These anime dudes are, yeah. So I'm starting to think the anime community is a lost cause. And I've been making this thread right here kind of reinforced what I've been thinking, that they're right on par with ball and gun gamers, bro. They're anime versions of ball and gun gamers, bro. Creatively bankrupt. I completely agree. This is what I said about solo leveling as well. I don't get it, man. But hey, if you like it, we love it. I guess this gave me more context into why the anime gaming community, the way that they are. Bandai Namco keeps making the same game over and over just because they like it. They don't care if Jujutsu Kaisen just comes out with a Naruto style game. They don't care. And I'm like, well, my argument is like, well, what do you like this anime over this one for? It's because it's different, but you want the same game? Most of the anime community don't even play the games. Well, that's the funny part, right? Sparking Zero. Remember before we move on, when Sparking Zero came out, the week it came out, I remember I got comments. I got made fun of because I didn't. You remember you could buy the copy for like $100 and you get 3 days early access? I got made fun of in my own comment section because I didn't buy that shit. You're a fucking idiot, bro. This is game of the year. You're missing out on so many fucking views, bro. Within 2 weeks, the player base had dropped by 90%. And then it got even worse because they tried to make that shit competitive when it was never supposed to be. JJK fans don't read their own manga. You can't expect them to want better for themselves. You said they only watched the anime. That shit was trash off rip. Sparking Zero wasn't trash. It was just I would just find Sparking Zero as all flash and no substance. Very pretty game, but it was Ultimate Ninja Storm. Again, it was another 3D arena fighter just with Goku and Vegeta. It was the same shit. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. What else I got for you? Oh, in more terrible news, in more ass news, Discord will require a face scan or an ID for full access starting next month, meaning March of 2026. Discord announced on Monday that it's rolling out age verification on its platforms globally starting next month, when it will automatically set all user accounts to a teen appropriate experience unless they demonstrate that they are adults. So if you'll still be able to use it, but it's going to default you to teen appropriate experiences. Yeah, what kind of shit are y'all doing in fucking Discord? For most adults, age verification won't be required, as Discord's age interface model uses account information such as account tenure, device and activity data, and aggregated high-level patterns across Discord communities. Discord does not use private messages or any message content in this process, Savannah Discord's global lead of head product policy tells The Verge. So it's saying that they're gonna use some type of algorithm to detect your age if you've been on the platform for a long time. So some of us might not have to require an ID. The problem is there's no guarantee of this, right? So Discord might not change for some of us, but it is gonna change for some of us. Users who aren't verified as adults will not be able to access age-restricted servers and channels, won't be able to speak in Discord's live stream-like stage channels, and will see content filters for any content Discord detects as graphic or sensitive. They will also get warning prompts for friend requests from potentially unfamiliar users, and DMs from unfamiliar users will automatically be filtered into a separate inbox. Been on Discord since 2016? Yeah, it's been like since 2015, 2016. Hey, I caught this shit last year. Last year, when they announced that they were introducing ads, I said that'll be the downfall of this fucking app, bro. If you missed that rant, the reason I said it was probably going to be the downfall of Discord, for those unaware, Discord has never been a profitable business. Discord took the approach of, we're going to build the plane and figure it out later. They built the platform. It was really solid. It was free. And they were basically surviving off investor money. But at some point, investors are going to want to see their return. And that's when we got Discord Nitro. The problem with Discord Nitro is, and I think Discord Nitro could have worked. The problem with it was they launched that service as a subscription service and it didn't offer you anything. You want me to pay, what was it, 10, 20 bucks a month, and I get some extra stickers and I can now upgrade, I can upload 100 megabyte files or some shit like that. Why the fuck would I pay for that? They should have offered like free games every month. It's like something to get people excited about it. So most people are not subscribing to Discord Nitro because it's not a valuable service. You get pretty much everything you need for free on Discord. And what did I say earlier? Those investors want their money back. They've invested millions upon millions upon, like, think about how many people are on Discord, right? Everybody even my mom is on Discord, guys. My mom's in her 50s. Everybody and their mama is on fucking Discord, dude. So think about how much money it costs to host millions of people on high quality voice servers. That is why they started rolling out ads last year. When they did that, I said, oh, that reeks of desperation. But what's bad about it is the ads are going to slow down the app. They need that ROI, right? Now they doing this face scan goofy shit. Same thing with ChatGPT. They announced ads for ChatGPT because the ChatGPT don't make no money. Most people are not subscribed to that $20 a month plan. That is only for power users. Most people use ChatGPT for free. They get on there when they on the toilet and they ask stupid ass questions and use all the drinking water in the process. Niggas is polluting the air and using all the drinking water so they can have ChatGPT. Am I hungry? ChatGPT, my girlfriend said that we should spend more time or she gonna leave me. What do you think I should do? Discord CEO is, I ain't saying that. Hey, y'all see what he said in the chat. That shit don't surprise me. You said Discord was promised to the people 3,000 years ago? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. You said my fault? Nah. They know, the chat know what I'm talking about. I was never suicidal. Low key, since we talking about it, low key, that's why I was rooting for the Seahawks. Because I found out the Patriots owner was promised the Super Bowl 3,000 years ago, but he ain't get it. He ain't get it. Shout out to the Seahawks, man. Shout out to the Seahawks. Oh my goodness. My roommate uses it all day for her business at home. Discord, you know the funny thing about Discord started off as solely just an alternative to TeamSpeak. So you can play games with your friends online and it didn't use a lot of CPU power. Now Discord is its own social media platform. People are trying to grow their platform through Discord. So next month, You might have to, we read the article. It seems like it's 50-50. You might have to scan your face. You might not. The question is, chat, let me ask y'all something, man. Let me ask y'all something. Let's say you log into Discord and you're one of the people that's, I feel like the way they're doing it is like in the airport. You ever been pulled out of line on the airport? You've been randomly selected to get pat down and get scanned. I didn't get randomly selected, nigga. I'm black. We know what the fuck is going on. Come on. I'm the only black person in the line. I ain't see you randomly select any white folks at the airport. I feel like they about to do the same thing. They're gonna do randomly select people to do a face scan. Are you scanning your face to stay on Discord? Let me know, chat. If they pick me to do this shit, I'm gonna try to put like Nico Bellic, like a picture of Nico or some shit. Like I'm gonna use a fake face and see if it works, because I ain't trying to scan my face. I ain't gonna hold you. We might be falling back on Discord, unfortunately. I need Signal to improve group chat. Signal could be the next wave, but they don't offer like a service like Discord. It's just like a regular group chat. Literally on my way to and from DR. Fuck TSA. Fuck TSA. I ain't scanning shit. I'm about to use a photo of you to verify. I'm gonna block your ass, nigga. Telegram? Nah, I'm not using Telegram. It's too many scammers and nigga, ain't nothing positive going on in Telegram. That's where like terrorists live and shit, bruh. And the Epstein types, they be doing shit over there. And Telegram evil. I wouldn't use that shit, bro. Crypto scammers, terrorists. I'm good off that. I don't want to be incorporated that shit, bro. Now you spitting. Last time I was in France, I got randomly selected for the scan and they gave me the wrong password. They be on that bullshit. We all been pulled out the lab. We all got the same experiences, man. And yellow flag, maybe even red flag news. Remedy's new CEO is a former sports betting guy and EA executive who aims to scale Remedy in a way that builds lasting value. If you don't know, Remedy is the makers of Alan Wake, as well as Control, the upcoming Control sequel in Control 1. Remedy's new CEO, Jean-Charles Gargagagag, a former Electronic Arts and CCP Games executive who most recently headed up a couple of sports betting platforms. He is not a name you likely recognize from his time at EA or CCP, but Remedy said he held senior executive positions with full P&L and responsibility, meaning he understands the systems of greed and capitalism at both companies. P&L, profit being profit and loss, and right now that's apparently what they're looking for. I am delighted to announce the appointment of Jean-Charles to lead Remedy into a phase of profitable growth. Remedy's chairman said, he's proven his history in growing gaming franchises and successfully leading international studios is an excellent fit in the current stage of Remedy's business. So remember earlier when I said like a year ago, I warned y'all that Discord is probably about to go downhill. I'm not saying that Remedy's going to go downhill, but what I will say is don't be surprised. They've hired somebody who specializes in microtransactions and gambling to run their company, which, by the way, their company that primarily makes single player games. What else do they make? Are they responsible for the game with the old girl with the time traveling shit? Remedy Games. He said Orange Flag. Orange Flag. Let's see. Control, Quantum Break. Oh, they made the original Max Payne. They don't have it anymore. Ow. Let's see. What's the new shit they got? So yeah, Control, Firebreak, Alan Wake, Quantum Break. So that's really what they're known for. Okay, I'm not bugging. Yeah, they really only make single player games. They really only make single player games. This is I'm gonna go ahead and say it right here. Don't be surprised if Control 2 is full of microtransactions. $10 for this skin, $10 for that skin. Which is unfortunate because I don't want to see that happen, but like I said, Orange Flag, you've been warned. What else I got for ya? Battle Royale dubbed PUBG with superpowers shut down for a second time. Super people didn't fail once, but twice, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not even gonna read the rest of this article because only 2 people play this shit anyway. Nigga gonna make a parlay bit company, yeah, type shit. Yeah, super people shut down. It doesn't surprise me this game is failing for the simple fact that I tried to stream this game. If you haven't seen it, it's literally like PUBG, but like you also superpowers, so you can like super jump and fly and shit like that. I tried to stream this game because I actually thought it looked cool. So I downloaded it and I booted up on stream. And this is one of the fastest uninstalls I've ever done on stream. So if you didn't catch that stream, I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't be surprised. You had to be there for that moment because I didn't upload it. So why did I uninstall this game? This is the first game that I've ever downloaded on Steam that when I booted it up, This game asked for my government ID. Mind you, this game, I believe, is published by a certain government. So when I saw that shit, I was like, oh no, nigga. No, we're not playing this. There's no game. We talking about Discord. Like Discord, I would halfway understand if people want to scan their ID. Because like I said, it's a platform where people use to communicate and do business. There are people that coordinate rallies, like protests and stuff through Discord, right? So it's a service that's used in a multitude of different ways. And I can see it being ingrained in people's lives enough to where they feel pressured to scan their stuff. But a video game that I've never played before, boot that bitch and they said, go ahead, let me get that ID. I said, oh, quick uninstall. So fuck this game. This game deserved to fail. What else I got for you? Oh, I saved this news story coming out of France. I know I do have at least one French viewer. I don't know how many more, but I know I have at least one French viewer. I don't know if he's in the chat. But the reason I know I have a French viewer is because every time he comes in the chat, this nigga reminds us he's French. French president considers gaming restrictions amid growing concerns for young people. The French president Macron has clarified his statements on banning video games in his country, explaining that although no ban has been put in place yet, he's not opposed to it or other restrictions should be there enough scientific research to warrant them. Here we go again with this bullshit. Macron took to LinkedIn on February 7th to defend himself against potential critics who, as he said, misunderstood the intentions of his recent statements. According to French newspaper Le Monde, Macron supports the games industry. He congratulated French studio Sandfall Interactive for the massive achievement that Claire Obscure Expedition 33 got. That's crazy, ain't it? Expedition 33 has won the most Game of the Year awards ever in the history of video games, to the point where the studio Sandfall Interactive got knighted. And this nigga said ban video games after video games probably gave you some of the best PR that France has gotten in a while. Yeah, I said it. Because I ain't gonna say anything. But still wants to have a serious debate about the health impacts that excessive gamings have had on young people. Parents observe that some young people spend their days and sometimes their nights playing video games. It has often been reported that games rated PEGI 18, which is their version of mature, by children. Macron wrote, "This is a major public health, education, and responsibility issue. For physical health, eyes in particular, and mental health, when a young person no longer goes outside at all because they are playing excessively, of course this is worrying and we must address it. To address these concerns, Macron has announced a task force consisting of experts and the National Digital Council to work on trying to scientifically measure the effect that video games have on children and teenagers." This comes after Macron spoke to the French outlet Brett on February 5th about potentially restricting video games in the country should use the task force and blah, blah, blah. This is stupid. This is a parental issue. If your child is sitting on the game on the iPad all day, that's not the government. Yo, I don't want the government in my fucking house, bro. I hope the French people tell Macron, shut the fuck up, bro. This is the parents' responsibility. The government does not need to be in anybody's house over video games. I'm pretty sure there are way bigger problems going on in France than this. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna say nothing. Didn't France make Haiti poor? Yes, they did, but what does that have to do with the conversation? I don't understand what that has to do with the conversation. I'm not gonna lie, man. You said pay Haiti. Pay Haiti. I just didn't understand what that had to do with the conversation. Like, I'm not gonna lie, man. YouTube comments are funny, dude. That one literally threw me out. Like, yeah, like. Okay, you got it, dog. Yeah, pay what you owe. For those unaware who don't know, because I'll school you real quick for those that don't know. I know a little bit of Haitian history. From my understanding, after the Haitian Revolution, if you're ever wondering why Haiti is still a poor country, the media tries to paint it out as if they're just savages, basically, but that's not the case. What happened is France agreed to respect Haiti's sovereignty after the revolution, but in exchange, France said, because it was a French colony, they said, you owe us like $100 gazillion, right? So Haiti's been in debt to the French government. Between that and then as well as the United States, especially the Clintons, I've never been suicidal, by the way. The United States and France have just done a lot of interference, and that's why that country is not stabilized. But then what the media does is they try to make it look like it's just the savage land and these niggas are crazy. But no, that's what he's talking about. The French government has constantly destabilized that country, so it's never been able to stand up and pull themselves up by the bootstraps because they're constantly getting robbed. And knowing is half the battle. Learn your history, chat. So absolutely, yeah, fuck the French government. We are the first free people and we got punished for it. Ding, 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 ding. And I'd say that's what the Haitians and Black Americans have in common. What was I about to say? What else I got? Oh, Arc Raiders has been very profitable. The dev team is working on 2 new games. Shout out to them. Arc Raiders has been a smash hit for developer Embark and publisher Nexon, and now Embark's top boss, Patrick Sutherland, has commented on the game's success and revealed that the studio has multiple new games in the works. Speaking to IGN, they said, well, you don't have to be the math professor to realize that the game has done well for us and that we're obviously incredibly happy with the performance from a financial perspective. So, of course, it's been very profitable for us. Translation, we give money. Arc Raiders, which sells for $40, has sold more than 12 million copies. This includes copies sold when the game was 20% off for the holidays. The game makes money beyond unit sales, as Embark also offers various microtransaction items inside of Arc Raiders. So there's no way to really track how much money they made unless they tell us. Embark has previously been planning to launch Arc Raiders as a free game, but later pivoted to a $40 price tag. Not only has Arc Raiders sold well, it's retained its player base. Yeah, but let's just talk about what else they're doing. The financial success of Arc Raiders first and foremost means stability and long-term security for the studio and its workers. We can live for a long time on the money that Arc Raiders has been generating and does give financial security and employment stability for the players that they work with or the employees. Yo, shout out to Lake McKenzie with the $20 super chat. He just donated a Haitian flag. Shout out to the Haitians, man. Shout out to the Haitians. And I suspect if more Americans knew that about Haiti, they'd probably be more empathetic, but then they require for them to stop being racist, and that's not going to happen. Anyways, we're growing our studio. We're hiring people. We want to build more of Arc Raiders. We want to build more of the finals. I forgot they made the finals. Sunderland also revealed that Embark has 2 new games in development, and it's the company's hope, but not necessarily expectation, that these games are eventually released. Translation, because I've seen some people in the chat say that, damn, they're working on 2 games already. That's usually how studios work, for those unaware. Usually they're working on 2 games at once. There's one game that's a little bit more further along, and then there's one game that's like in pre-production, but it sounds like both of these are in pre-production. They're just kind of ideas because he doesn't feel 100% confident about it. So for us, the success of Arc Raiders is a sigh of relief, obviously for any developer, and we're incredibly happy about that, of course, and thankful for everyone that's been supporting us by buying the game. It feels great. Obviously, we hope that we have competitive salaries, good bonuses for the people that have done all this hard work and deserve to be taken care of. That's what I like to hear too. I hope he keep his word on that. Pay the fucking developers, man. Shout out to them. So I wouldn't expect anything too soon from them, but they're saying that financially they're doing good. Which is, this is why I try to cover these stories, to show that there is good going on. And I will say, even though I'm not a big fan of Arc Raiders, I do like that, hey, the Arc Raiders players are supporting their game. They're on them servers. They're buying stuff. Support what the fuck you like. Because even though I'm not the biggest fan, what I do understand is Arc Raiders is a new IP. And when new IPs succeed, we all succeed. Rising tides raise all ships. I want more new IPs and less 3D arena brawler fighters from fucking Bandai Namco, because that shit sucks, nigga. What was I about to say? I know the 2X KO dev team read this story and cried. To be fair, Riot's been in kind of a rut for a while too, so